Hello and welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to another 24/7 news report, the first one of 2025. Just want to say Happy New Year, everyone, and hopefully everyone who's watching this video has a great new year. But to get into the headline news, the transfer window is now open, so get ready for a lot of these videos over the upcoming month and a lot of crap to be spouted. But that's how the transfer windows go. Going into the first bit of news, that comes from Miguel Delaney, and that is that Everton could soon join Fulham in the race to sign Brighton striker Evan Ferguson on loan. We're currently running a poll on the Toffee Blues Twitter at Everton Newsfeed saying, would you have Everton Ferguson at Everton, which is currently on 1,500 votes. Thank you all for voting. We're currently on 78% saying yes, 11% saying maybe, and 10% saying no, closer to 11% with the percentages. But yeah, I'd have to agree. I think Evan Ferguson's a really good player, really talented. I think he's got quite unlucky with the resurgent form of Danny Welbeck, who's been absolutely fantastic for Brighton this season. And then, of course, João Pedro, who seems to be the big money striker that Brighton really want to lean on. There was, I remember rumours of Evan Ferguson. They wanted 100 mil for him, the hat-trick against Newcastle. Really talented young Irish striker. But, of course, there is a pinch of salt with this news, is that we already have our national loans taken up, and are we going to use both loans on a striker? Because we already have Broja and we have Harrison, so it would mean one of them has to go. Hopefully that means, in the nicest way possible, hopefully that means we're sending Jack Harrison back. He's been absolutely terrible his entire time at Everton, continues to be terrible every time I watch him, so hopefully the club are thinking maybe it's time to get rid of him, but then I think I would prefer to use the other loan spot on a winger unless there is a winger out there who we're looking to sign. But I can understand why we're being linked to a striker, because the next bit of news that comes from Tutto Sport is that Torino are currently working on a deal to sign Betto on loan from Everton with an obligation to buy for a fee of £13 million. Betto has agreed to the move and wants to leave this transfer window. Again, running a poll on the Toffee Blues Twitter, which currently has 1,600 votes. And that's, would you let Betto leave on loan with a £13 million obligation to buy? 67% said yes, 12% rarely said no, said maybe, and 21% said no. I'm on the side of yes. I just think if we can recoup most of the funds we spend on Betto by getting him out of there, I think we should. If there's a loan fee plus an obligation to buy, that's good from us. It gets some more money in. And with players like Neil Maupay also leaving with obligations to buy at the end of this at the summer, it means more money can then come into the club to spend on players, which we're desperately going to need next season, because it's going to be a new era, a new stadium, a new atmosphere around the club. And I do think getting rid of some of the dead weight, in a sense, is the best way to start that off, to be honest. And I think I like Betto. I've said this before on videos that I think there's a part of me that really likes him, but at the same time, I just think it's pointless keeping him around for the sake of it, to be completely honest with you. So yeah, I wouldn't be against Betto leaving at all, and I can understand then why the Evan Ferguson rumours are coming around, because I do think Ferguson would be a good option at Everton, even though I do think having two lone strikers in and then Calvert-Lewin, it's a difficult situation, because then it makes buying a striker in the summer all the more difficult, especially since it doesn't look like Calvert-Lewin signing a new contract yet, and now he is able to speak to foreign clubs, so we will have to see where that goes. And the last bit of news today is that Everton will not entertain any offers for defender Jake O'Brien, despite interest from clubs in Germany, France, Italy, as Everton feel they will be short on cover at centre-back, according to the Irish Daily Star. I don't know what's going on with Jake O'Brien, to be honest. I think he looks like a good centre-back, played quite well for Lyon, a nice, silky ball-playing centre-back, something that another manager in the future will probably love. He's still quite young as well, and a partnership of Branthwaite and O'Brien could be really good for the club, having two centre-backs who are big, dangerous on set pieces, but also comfortable with the ball at their feet, and are able to play that pass out the back style of football that 99% of managers want to play nowadays. But yeah, I think it's good to keep him around. I think he should be given more minutes. I like Tarkowski, but I do think O'Brien should be given chances. Hopefully in the FA Cup he is given some chances. And that's chances as in, even if we go deep in the FA Cup, I think he should be given chances to start alongside Branthwaite or even Michael Keane, to be honest with you, depending who we start on the early rounds of the FA Cup. But yeah, I think it'd be very silly of us not to give him a chance when we've paid like 15 million for him, and there's clearly talent there. The last thing we need to do is make him just want to leave the club because he's not been given a chance, which we have a history of doing, or which the current manager has a history of doing. So it's one of those where we will have to see where it goes, but hopefully there's something that can be sorted out that gets O'Brien some first team football, because again, I think he's a good prospect and could be a really good centre-back for the future for the club. But that is all for this news today, for the first bit of the January transfer window. I can imagine in the upcoming days, it is going to get a lot more exciting. As I said at the start of the year, Happy New Year to everyone who's watching this video. Follow us on Twitter at Everton Newsfeed. Follow me on Twitter at Callum, and I'll see you all for the next video and our live stream that I am on. Goodbye, everyone.